Hello and welcome back to another episode of Andy Drinks Beer, the show where Andy drinks beer. Today, the beer of the day is 3rd Street Brewhouse's Minnesota Gold Lager. Gee, I wonder what this is a play of. 3rd Street Brewhouse, the pride of Cold Spring, Minnesota, just like Eric, Jerome, Ezekiel, Bontavious Decker, who signed with Tennessee. Don't really blame him. But right away, getting that nice, beautiful golden color. Also, this is available in a light version, which probably tastes even more familiar. Yeah, that's a 3.9% ABV and a 12 on the IBU. The full strength, the diesel, the golden lager is a 4.9% ABV and a 15 on the IBUs. That can's probably going to blow away. So right away, you got the dark, rich color. You're picking up on the hops. You can tell this is going to be a lager, but it's not going to be too heavy. And of course, our 5 criteria, going from number 1, crushable or a sipper. I can already tell this is going to be a crushable. I mean, come on. What food would pair well with this compared to a TV or a movie? What does this remind me of? What does this take me back to? And last but not least, our rating system, 1 out of 10 Reuben Studders, 10 being the best, 1 being Reuben Studdered. How does this beer stack up? Continuing on with the great Minnesota beer. This is show 11? Yeah, we still got hundreds of Minnesota beers to go. So I think we're going to be in the great state of the Union for a while. First sip, here we go. Told you. So, slightly bitter than I thought, but not a bad bitter. There's still definitely some smoothness there and some very good familiarity. You can tell it's it's like, well, let's just say it's like Mick Golden Light or Michelob. What's it called? What's the diesel for Mick? Just Michelob? Yeah, but more craftsmanship, a little bit more going on there. And crushable or a sipper, even though this is a little bit heavier, a little bit more on the bitter side, almost slipping into IPA territory. This is definitely crushable. This is from the website. We are Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes. If we got anything else up here, it's water, and we like our water. More than that, we like to see our water put to good use. That's why our brewers made Minnesota Gold, to see real Minnesota water brewed into a classic premium quality lager. So please go ahead and crack open a can. Here in your hands is the clean taste of Minnesota from us to you. And one of the underrated aspects about brewing beer and craft brewing is the water. You know, do they distill water? Do they just use tap water? I'm sure there's some sort of filtration process, but it's the old garbage in, garbage out thing. If you start with bad water, if you start with city water with a lot of contaminants, you're gonna end up with a not so great beer. But this, you know, they're really playing up the Minnesota water thing. I'd love to look into their whole process. You know, Cold Spring being up there in Lake Country. Food this goes well with. So on their site it says pairs well with many foods. Suggestions include herb, chicken, light seafood, salmon, burgers, and hot dogs, mild cheeses, and lemon-based. I love that they put lemon-based desserts in there. I mean, that's just so Minnesotan. See, what other food would go well with this? Well, anything grilled. I feel like that's a given. But since we're rolling with the Minnesota theme, tater tot hot dish. Oh, baby. So here's all I do. You get the full-on diesel, not the reduced fat or reduced sodium cream mushroom soup. You get the whole silo of it, and you know, not the Campbell's, off-brand, store brand, down and dirty. You get the bag of frozen green beans. You thaw them out. You wring them out. Get all the water out of there. You ground up your hamburger, and then you mix all that stuff together. You can add some mushrooms if you want to, and then just layer with tater tots across the top, and then just beautiful golden brown, just down and dirty and beautiful. I love Minnesota. I love our friggin' state. Or lefse. Ooh. So you take lefse, real butter, lots of it right across the top, brown sugar, and then roll that up. compared to a movie or TV show, is going to be Fargo, the TV show. Distinctly Minnesotan. It's a take on a classic, something that's very wonderful, the movie of Fargo, and of course the, you know, and yeah, this is the first season with Colin Hanks and Martin Freeman and Billy Bob Thornton, who was eerily phenomenal. Even though he had the Lloyd Christmas haircut, is this what you want? Is this what you want? What does this remind me of? Well, the first beer I ever had with my dad, I was 17. It wasn't my first beer, but it was the first beer I had with my dad, right? And it was the Mick Golden Light. And there are a lot of similar flavor traits that go along here. That's what that reminds me of. And remember when Mick Golden had rigid cans? You know, the bottles still have the ridges, but the aluminum cans used to have ridges too. That's what set it apart. But then they decided they could save half a penny on every can if they just went to the flat cans. Like, yeah. So that's what that reminds me of. 1 out of 10 Reuben Studdards. I'm gonna go solid 8. Solid 8 Reuben Studdards on 3rd Street Brewhouse's Minnesota Gold Lager. And you gotta try the light, because I feel like the light will be a little bit more crushable, a little bit more summertime angle on this thing, and I'm sure we'll come across it in our travels. Yeah, subscribe, mash that subscribe button right there. If you're on Facebook, give us a like. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all at Andy Carlson Show. New episodes every Saturday morning and Tuesday evening. Andy Drinks Beer. Check us. Miss Goozy.